Greetings, you're watching the Musician Network, and this is Nick Bocott checking in from NAMM 2016 from sunny Anaheim, home of Disneyland, and other cartoon characters who happen to be at this show. We're here to look at the brand new Marshall Code series. This is our first foray into the immense marketplace of affordable modeling amplifiers, but we've done it the Marshall way. This is very, very, very different. As you can see, they're very sleek. The knobs are in such a way that you can't hit them when you move because everything is recessed, so I can't touch them by accident. All of these amps have 100 presets, and you can overwrite all of them. They all have a screen on them, and they're called code. We have a 1x10 25 watt, a 50 watt 1x12, a 100 watt head, a 4x12 cabinet to go with the 100 watt head, and a 2x12 100 watt combo as well. Now this is where it gets interesting. This is laid out exactly like a guitar amp. So when you play guitar, you plug in some effects boxes, then you plug into the amp. Your amp is either a head and a cabinet, or cabinets, or a combo. Any amp consists of two main components, a preamp and a power amp. Most modeling amps just model the overall amp. We've modeled the preamp and the power amp separately. And unlike other modeling amps, we've taken very precise detail on how to do it. There are lots of great modeling amps out there, but there's some really bad ones, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of them are like bad nightclub impersonators. You've seen those guys. They have to tell you who they are supposed to be, and when they tell you, you're like, no, that's not Bill Clinton. He doesn't sound like that. But they tell you they're Bill Clinton anyway. So we've gone to great lengths, but this is laid out like a guitar amp. So you plug in, you've got a choice of stomp boxes, various distortions, a compressor, an auto wah, a pitch shifter, all with parameters you can edit via a very simple to use editing process, and you can see what you're doing on the screen. This is off right now, but we'll look at it on in the sound room. Then next we have the preamp models. We have 14 in total, including a great acoustic emulator. There are 9 model amps of Marshall, 9 models of preamps of Marshalls, from a Plexi, a Blues Breaker, to a JCM 800, to a Silver Jubilee, to a clean DSL, a dirty DSL, a clean JVM and a dirty JVM, a professional noise gate for those who play high gain. Then in an amp, in between the preamp and the power amp, you invariably on modern amps you have an effects loop. That's where you put time-based effects like delay and reverb, and also modulations like reverb, like chorus, phase, flange, tremolo, vibrato. We have all of these on offer here. We have a bank of modulations, the ones I've just said, chorus, phase, flanger, tremolo, vibrato, all with parameters you can edit. Then we've got various delay options, once again with editable parameters, with up to 4 seconds of delay, which is a lot. Then we've got various reverbs from a room through a stadium. Then we have 4 different power amp models to choose from. We've got the classic Marshall 100, which is EL34 based. We've got the original Marshall 30 watt, which is the JTM 45 is built around, which has got a tube rectifier and 5881 tubes, so a very different tonal characteristic. Then we have a British Class A amp that's very famous. Let's just say Hard Day Something was recorded on that. And lastly, we have an American power amp, Class AB, with 6 L6s, so 4 very different flavors of power amp. Then we have 8 cabinets, all Marshall, 4 4x12s, one with G12 75 watt speakers in, a model thereof, one with vintage 30s, one with greenback 25s, the other one with 30 watt speakers. Then we have 2 different types of 2x12, one with 75 watt speakers, the other with vintage 30s. Then we have 2 1x12 cabinets. So if you ignore the effects and just look at the preamp, the power amp, and the cabinet, if you do the very simple math, and I'm a very simple person, it gives you 440 options to choose from without adding any effects whatsoever. If you add the effects without any parameter tweaking, you've got 1120 variations. And if you need more than that, AA is good, so is any form of rehab. So, the other great thing about this, if you look up there, you'll see our tag phrases: connect, control, create. Those are 4 very powerful words in the human language. We all want to connect with people as human beings. Then if we're honest, we want to control them, because that's the way we are. But we want them to think we're creative, so they like us. So connect, control, create. This has a Bluetooth option. I can download an app called Gateway free of charge, put it on my phone, then I can hook up to this wirelessly via Bluetooth, I can play back any music that's on my phone and jam along to it. I can loop a section if I wish. I can slow that section down to learn it if I wish. I can also tune my guitar using the app, but this is where it gets really cool. I can control the amp using Bluetooth. So I can sit on my bed listening to something I'm playing along to, and I can mess with what effect I've got on there, what preamp I've chosen, where my bass, middle, treble controls are. Anything I can edit on the amp, I can edit on my phone. You can do it with one finger too. It's a keep it simple KISS philosophy. We want people to do it on their phone with one finger, and it's really simple to use. I can use it, and that enables you to be creative using a phone. You'll see it up there, and we'll see it live in a minute. So don't take my word for it. Code sounds amazing. We'll hear it in a second. But the ultimate way to hear this thing is to play it yourself, because it feels great as well. Okay, let's listen to a few sounds. We're going to start off with the Code 50 1x12 combo. I've just got the preamp to Plexi, the Preamp to classic Marshall 100, the cabinet to a model of a 25 greenback loaded 4x12, and a smidgen of reverb, and that's it. So it's down to me and my hands and this fine amp. Let's check it out. This time I've gone for something a little bit more high gain, a little bit more shreddy, so I've got an overdrive pedal in front of a JVM OD preamp setting with the gain cranked on 10. I've got the noise gate set so it's quiet. My guitar is full up, by the way, you can't hear a thing, that's how good the noise gate is. A little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb, then once again a classic Marshall 100 power amp and a 1960 cabinet. So let's check this out and see what happens. How good the gate is. Some deliberate mistakes there, so you can prove that I wasn't playing along to something I pre-recorded earlier, but pretty cool even with my bad playing. Let's check out something clean now. Okay, let's try clean now. I've gone for a JVM preamp setting in clean setting, obviously, with the gain low. I've got some compression there to hide the inadequacies of my picking consistency, a little bit of chorus, some reverb, and the rest is up to me, so let's check it out. When you're playing high gain with an amp like this, especially with a guitar like this with EMG high output pickups and you're sitting right on top of it, you can have a noise issue. I've got the noise gate happening right now, so my guitar's full on. Let's see what happens when I roll the noise gate down. Not good. That's with the gate all the way up. We're rocking. To show you how accurate this amplifier is, I'm just on a regular JCM 800. I'm not using any pre-effects or any modulation, any delay or any reverb. I'm just using the JCM 800 preamp model with the gain on 10. And I'm using the classic Marshall 100 watt power amp into a regular 1960 cabinet. Okay, let's get a bit more aggressive for those country musicians out there. This is a JCM 800 with some gain via an overdrive pedal in front of it. No effects apart from that, no reverb, no delay, no modulation, just some heavy palm muting. Let's check this out. We're going to finish with something, a very nice soulful lead. I'm going to attribute this to a wonderful English guy, famous for wearing a top hat, playing a Les Paul into a Silver Jubilee. He was born in England. His name is Saul. Great guitar player, great human being. I'm only going to play 3 notes of the song that inspired this, otherwise I'll get sued, but... Okay, this is what the app looks like. I'm on patch number 99. As you can see, it's set to JCM 800. You can see where all the amp controls are set right now. If I want to change the gain, all I do is press it, and then I get this little spring that moves. So I can turn it up or turn it down. And if I set it to 6.5 and let go, it tells me where it was before. So I see where it is now, but I see where it was before. So I've always got that parameter reminder of where I was. Or if I want, say if I want to set bass to 8.7, I press it for that long, a little calculator comes up, and I just go 8, 7, okay. And there you go, 8.7. I've set it. I can do that with all these parameters. If I want to change my preamp, I just press this, and I choose whichever one I want. Same here with the power amp too. I press there and choose my choice. I can mess with the presence and resonance as well if I so wish. Once again, it shows me where it was and where it is now. I can select the cabinet as well. I go back here, I can go into my effects. You can see the distortions switch on right now. I can switch it off via this if I want. There, I've selected it. I've decided to switch it off, so I'm going to go back to the preset. Now you can see it's gone gray. If I want delay on, I just press this button here. It's on, it goes red. I can do that with everything. I can change every parameter. So if I want to edit this, I can go and change the time, feedback, frequency, level. So I can change all of those. If I want to be very accurate on this again, I just hold that. If I want 440 milliseconds, there you go, I've done it.
And the app is free. That's free of charge at the App Store.
Yep, it's just called Marshall Gateway. You can download the sucker and it's all yours. And as I say, you can do playback, you can loop stuff, you can slow it down, and while you're having a playback, you can actually edit the amp in real time from your phone without getting up off your bed. So it's all
right. This is Russ Gaines with the Musician Network with Nick at Marshall at NAMM 2016. Keep watching and stay tuned. Thanks a lot, Nick, for doing that for us today. Appreciate your help. Thank you.
20 bucks, please.
Thank you very much. Awesome. 20 bucks. I'll get it to you now. Okay. You got it. Okay. You got it. Have a great trip back home. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bye.